Harris closes campaign in Philadelphia, Trump in Michigan on eve of deadlocked election. As the U.S. presidential election approaches, with Americans heading to the polls, the race has come down to the wire. In a final push to sway voters, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump focused their closing campaign efforts in two critical states, Pennsylvania and Michigan. With both sides emphasizing the urgency of turnout, this election promises to be one of the most contentious and closely followed in recent U.S. history. Kamala Harris took to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where she rallied voters in what has become a key battleground for the Democratic Party, emphasizing themes of unity, change, and what she described as a renewed hope for America. Harris appealed to the diverse, energetic crowd gathered in the city. Philadelphia, known for its high voter turnout and status as a Democratic stronghold, is critical to the party's path to victory. Harris spoke passionately, urging citizens to participate in the democratic process, underscoring the potential impact their votes could have on issues like healthcare, climate change, and social justice. Harris's speech touched on her vision for the country, emphasizing a commitment to economic relief programs, better healthcare options, and addressing climate change. "This election is about the soul of our nation," Harris declared, adding that the policies on the ballot affect every single American. Her message was one of resilience and hope, asking Philadelphians to envision a country where every vote counts and every voice is heard. The campaign stop in Philadelphia was also notable for its emphasis on racial and economic justice, as Harris highlighted key issues affecting urban communities. She acknowledged the historical significance of Philadelphia, reminding the crowd of its foundational role in the country's history and the importance of their city in shaping its future. The event, which included performances by local artists and remarks from community leaders, underscored the themes of solidarity and progress that the Democratic Party has been emphasizing throughout the campaign. Meanwhile, Donald Trump made his final campaign appearance in Michigan, a state that has been hotly contested throughout this election. Speaking to a crowd of supporters, Trump outlined his vision of economic recovery, law and order, and what he labeled as protecting American values. His speech in Michigan was characteristically direct, as he spoke to a base that has remained steadfastly loyal. Michigan, which Trump narrowly won in the 2016 election, remains pivotal for his party's success. In Michigan, Trump's message focused on job creation and the need to support industries central to the American economy, including manufacturing and agriculture. He criticized the Democratic Party's approach to issues like energy and foreign policy, framing himself as a protector of American interests. "We are not just fighting for an election. We're fighting for the survival of our country," Trump told the Michigan crowd. His remarks were met with applause as he emphasized his administration's record on unemployment, economic growth, and strong trade policies. Trump concluded his speech by encouraging voters to come out in full force, stating that Michigan would once again prove to be the state that defied the odds. Trump's campaign stop in Michigan also addressed concerns regarding public safety, immigration, and the role of government, as he argued that a Democratic victory would lead to a loss of traditional values and increased regulations. The rally took on a celebratory tone as Trump reminded supporters of his past promises, asserting that he had fulfilled his commitment to make America first. His campaign message in Michigan was clear. Trump framed his policies as essential to protecting American jobs and values, urging undecided voters to vote with your heart for the future of our country. Both Harris and Trump's final rallies underscore the tight nature of this election and the starkly different visions the two sides have presented to voters. While Harris called for unity, collective responsibility, and a focus on social and economic equity, Trump's message was rooted in national strength, economic security, and preserving traditional American values. These competing narratives have created an intense atmosphere, with each candidate addressing not only their supporters, but also the undecided voters who could ultimately decide the election outcome. This final campaign effort highlights the unique challenges of the 2024 election. With a polarized electorate, shifting demographics, and significant turnout among young voters, each candidate's final words emphasize the importance of every single vote. The emphasis on battleground states like Pennsylvania and Michigan demonstrates how each campaign has strategically targeted areas with the power to tip the balance. Political analysts have pointed out that this election holds the potential to reshape the U.S. political landscape. Both parties have poured resources into these final hours, and both Harris and Trump have left no stone unturned in their quest to sway voters. With opinion polls showing a near deadlock, the turnout in battleground states could be pivotal. As voters in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and across the nation prepare to cast their ballots, the message from both sides is clear. This is an election with lasting consequences, and every vote counts. The stage is now set for one of the closest elections in recent memory, with the candidates offering visions that represent different futures for the United States. Harris's closing message in Philadelphia emphasized unity, progress, and a collective responsibility to address societal issues. Trump, on the other hand, reinforced his narrative of protecting American values and ensuring national prosperity. As America watches closely, the results of this election will reflect not only the choice of a leader, but also the priorities and values of a nation. The world is now waiting to see the outcome of this tightly contested race and what it will mean for the future of the United States. In the final hours, the focus is on Pennsylvania, Michigan, and all battleground states, where the people will decide the next chapter in American history.